Hey, Paprika here, back with another replay review. This time we have Mau Mau versus Fam Riba. Mau Mau requested this replay review because he's been trying to learn China, and he struggled in this game. He felt like he was doing good work, and then all of a sudden, which is the case, a lot of people haven't played Byzantine. They just had a lot of units. Before I jump in, I want to shout, Mau Mau has a YouTube, which I'm going to link in my description, where he does casting. Give him a look. Always good to have more people casting games, showing off gameplay, and just showing off Age of Empires 4. So give him a follow. So let's jump into this game. I love China. I played China, I mean, a couple seasons ago. I think I made them the entire season. Difficult civ, but really satisfying when you play them well. Before we jump in, let's talk about the matchup. We're on high view. High view with all of the trees can be a difficult one, especially when you talk about getting sheep. Also, high view is like a wide map, weirdly enough, and by that I mean you have kind of your starting resources, and then everything's really far away. You rarely have like close resources in the back; they're in the corners, or forward. If you're lucky, you might get a deer pack like here, but generally, once you're done with your first level, it's really hard to then survive into the second level. And so this kind of a map, it's easy to get pushed on, and is kind of hard to 2TC on. I found at times, though it is one that tends to go long because it's kind of easy to wall. I don't know. I think the stealth force tends to slow people down, make people a little more nervous. So scouting on this one's really important. And securing resources is really important. Sometimes you get lucky with good force placements. Like the Biz player here has this nice force that makes an easy wall. Mau Mau doesn't have that. His force connects to a side with no resource like the goal, but all of his food is just wide open. So sometimes this map can spawn not great. And sorry, I am really congested right now because of my seasonal allergies, so I apologize if I sound stuffy. Uh, so let's hop in. And apologize for any coughing. To hope you spotted his. Yeah, well, you'll notice the sheep always spawn in open areas. Sheep generally are not in the stealth forest. That's kind of a good thing. Like if you see open area, run to it to try to catch sheep. You got the opening down. Good, good, good. So the matchup with Biz as we continue this like opening section. Biz is a really tough one for China. Because China, if you want to do the 2TC move, the way you win that is because you out-eco your opponent, and Biz is frustrating because if they do 1TC, Fast Castle, they'll just have a lot of units, and their farms and the Grand Winery just allow them to kind of maintain an eco that is not that far behind yours on 2TC. So I kind of view this matchup in two ways. I think you either do 1TC all in and just massively new and go for it. Problem is they can get longbows, they can get javelin throwers, so it can be a tough one. You're trying to bank on the fact that you overwhelm them before they really get their mercenaries pumping. But then once again, the issue with Biz is that they get that speed bonus, production bonus from their cistern, so they can catch up to you. So you have like this really tight window to make that work. You could tower if you want because you have really fast build speeds, but then you're losing a villager when you do that. Your other option is you 2TC is you rush castle and then you make a bunch of palace guards and you run them everywhere. And your goal is that you are delaying. And while you're running palace guards everywhere and you're attacking Ezekiel, you're just sacrificing them and you're walling up. You try to get like a stone wall here and a stone wall over here. And you're just massing Nest of Beasts. And then if you can hit Imp, great. If he's pushing you, then you fight there. But your goal is that first fight, you fight with like 5 Nested Bees, you wipe his army, and then you rush him before he can regroup. That's how I've seen top level players kind of take on this matchup. Because if you try to fight him head on, he will outproduce you. I mean, that's the case for anyone fighting Biz, unless you take really, really good fights. Oh, he got back gold and back berries? Wow. And this deer's right here. His spawn is nice. Sometimes it's how it be. Okay, let's see how efficient this second TC is. You went too heavy on the stone early, so you're going to have stone way before you have wood, which is frustrating because your wood line's on the opposite side. If your wood line was like here, it would have been fine. So knowing that, I would have gone heavier on wood early. You also don't have an Imperial Official on your lumber camp, which really, really hurts. You're getting there now, but this Imperial Official should have been with the lumber camp already. I generally drop my lumber camp first. I drop my lumber camp first because you need more wood. And then I do my stone. Second, I would have put this barbican even farther forward. I would literally just put it next to the stone, because then you kind of secure this deer, this gold, this gold. It just provides you a little more coverage. Because you think about it, this TC is covering all the way here. So if you put the barbican here, yes, this gold kind of endangered on the left side, but you do get this deer, which you will need food on 2 TC. So if you're able to secure deer with the barbican and protect stone, that's just a plus plus. But I would have gone heavier on wood first and then added the stone, and make sure both your Imperial officials are there instantly. It's really, really important. You also gathered enough gold to do wheelbarrow, which just tells me you wasted time. Like, that means you overgathered gold. I was too busy watching on here to miss it, but that means you sat on gold way too much. I generally don't gather up to the gold I need for wheelbarrow, because you want to get that 2 TC up as fast as possible. So I would have pulled the gold villagers earlier. The second I had enough gold to age up and just gone. Basically, I would have got enough gold to get my second Imperial official, and that's it. But you can get that with taxes. Now you're into wood, and now the second TC is delayed. I watched you play this on Twitch, and your second TC timing was a lot better, so I'm not going to critique that too much. You've obviously improved on that timing. He's not going to TC yet. Place it, and now your goal is rush castle. Good splits. Yeah, I go to deer. Good, good, good. But see, if that barbican was right here, how much safer this would feel. Because, yep, right there. So that barbican was here. You can push the deer up to the barbican, and then his javelin throwers can't touch you. And now you're facing this issue, because now all of the outside food is in danger. So now you have to go back on the deer, which you're almost out of. You need to create a safe pocket. So getting a wall here to here to here would really, really help, because then you can start setting your farms here, just wall back here. And then you can start doing a soft graining transition. The earlier you start this graining tradition is almost the better. And what you do is you do it slow. So you have all your villagers still in here, and you add a couple farms as you can. The sooner you get that up, the better. That sucks. And that's what he wanted. Like, he wants to make your second TC hard. And now, see where immediately he's going? He immediately rotates this way, because he knows this is a safe pocket that he doesn't want to let you have. And man, and this is the thing, China is so much about the little things that separate okay Chinese players from great Chinese players. Because now you really, like, that barbican placement is everything. But here's the thing. China, you have to take advantage of these small moments. So if you see him rotating all the way over here, that'd be a great time to send a villager down here and wall across. Sorry, I just realized I'm speaking really fast. It's because I'm so congested. So I'm trying to finish my sentence before I run out of air. So at this point, I would have ran down here and tried to drop a long wall here to try to protect and start gathering these resources. Or at least, like, done like 2 towers and start gathering down here, because I know he's over here and he has a purely infantry-based army. Good wall here. Very smart. But this is still exposed to javelin throwers. Here they come. Remember, somebody's get pushed off here. Yep. What's our military looking like? So we're stable Zoogs. You're so desperate for military. I'd actually have one of your Imperial officials supervising the archery range, and you need to supervise steeled arrow immediately, because the attack for your Zugnu, it turns 4 damage a burst into 5 damage a burst, which for javelin throwers is literally doubling your damage you're doing to javelin throwers. For limited A, it's huge as well. So getting that arrow attack is very, very, very important. And now you're facing the issues of the second TC, which is, it's so food heavy. He backs off. I don't know why he backs off. I think he was afraid of your unit production. I would rotate the scout around a little bit. I would have checked the stone, see. Oh wow, he's gathered a lot of stone. I would have rotated the scout around a little bit just to see what else he could have spotted. But yeah, he's really trying to fight, which is surprising. Usually they want to rush castle at this point. But we need to try to secure space whenever we can. Like, especially at the elo you're currently at, we generally do not see people split forces. Like, at higher levels, you might see, them keep a couple javelin throwers here, or horsemen over here, or something. He's not. So whenever you see him focus one spot, try to wall the opposite to buy yourself some space. And since he's really in the front here, you could try soft adding granaries here. But you just need to start doing that because you're going to run out of food. This is when you basically start rallying all villagers to wood. And, oh, this is bad. Never have more than one lumber camp. So whenever you build a lumber camp, delete the other one. Because you want to make sure you're never having villagers drop off on another lumber camp. Because you're losing wood right now. And these little things of Imperial officials are really, really big. You can start adding a granary here and just doing soft farm transition. Because you're going to run out of food very, very fast. It's already happening. Okay, now you have to YOLO send. It's really upsetting that your scout missed the 2 sheep over there, because that would have been huge. 2 towers, yep, that's what you got to do. Or we're pushing. This is going to work out for you. I would not have done that yet. The one, he should have had this. He had this military sitting here they didn't use, and that wins it for him, I think. 4 more Javelin throwers for my limit today. You had time. You have all of these Zugnu in Q2. So what you could have done is, when you saw him building that ram, you could have Imperial official observed like 2 or 3 of these, and just mass as many as possible. Because the more you had, the less you would have lost. Does that make sense? Like, you didn't need to fight yet. You still had time to get more Zugnu, and then push him when he actually starts hitting you with the ram. Which, these things really matter, and you gotta chase them. Gotta chase them. Rewall. Good. This is when you secure a wall now. You've pushed him away. Wall here and right now. Wall here now, and then you have a choice to make. If he's smart, what some people do is that they'll leave like 3 units right here, knowing that it's hard to chase the self force. Now you have a decision to make, which is, do you rush castle or do you push him down? In my opinion, you rush castle. You've won, you create space, you have food back here, and if you push him, it's going to be really hard to maintain that push. In my opinion, you delete all the Zugnus in queue, you age up, and as you're aging up, you drop 3 or 4 barracks, and just go mass palace guards and just try to rush his eco. Because you really need to start thinking about farms. Like, the earlier you can start farms, the better. What you do not want to do, you still have this boar back here, which is great. You have these berries, but what you do not want to do is be adding farms en masse with all your villagers at the same time. You want to start doing it now and over time. It's so important for China. Okay, now we're pushing in. Okay, we're gonna push. At least get a scout. Like, you have a stable, at least have a scout. You cannot walk into the stealth forest without a scout, because you never know what he's gonna have. You don't want to. If this wipes, you have no defense. This is everything you got. There he is. You saw him running away. We're not home, and you stop making vills. This is painful. We cannot lose vill production ever. You're on 58. He's on 44. You should actually be way ahead of him. Even if he's on 2TC, I think he recently built that, so you should be way ahead of him on vills. And he's going castle. So he did the smart thing. He pressured you, cut unit production, and rushed castle. While you overcommitted in a way. You're still making units. You're still going for it. It would have been better if you cut unit production. Especially because you've lost build production while you're doing this push here. Like, you had the ability to really rush castle here. Because now all he needs to do is get out cataphracts, or he gets out Byzantine guards, which he can get them very quickly because of his production speed. So pushing him into castle like this is probably one of the least effective things you can do, just because it's very hard to maintain this push. Once again, you're still struggling with build production. You just added more, but you need to mass them. You're going to go through them quick. You're about to run out of... You just want a boar, which is good. You're about to run out of deer here. And see, you're not adding granaries. And I'm just worried this push cannot survive. And look how much he has already. And he's going to start adding Hungarian guard, which are just going to, you know. Like, you killed the TC, but it's honestly not worth it because you lost everything to defend with. You know how good these Zugnu would have been? Castle with 2nd level air upgrade and veteran status. They would have been amazing. Then you just, at that point, you just start adding palace guards and you're good to go. Instead, you put yourself in this bad position where you're retreating with no U military. He's castle, so now he's pushing castle units. You haven't even started your age up, and you don't have any farms, which is like, this is a nightmare scenario for China because you're going to run out of food very soon. and with no farms, you're sunk. Like, you have a lot of food now, but you're gonna go through that very quick. Like, this push could have worked in the sense that you could have got some bill kills and backed up, but you overcommitted, and now that's a problem. And how do you know when to not do this? It's all about your plan and your goal and your plan, and knowing your opponent. Your plan should have been castle into granaries and massing palace guards and nest of bees, especially against this opponent, which can produce units so quickly that it's really hard to do a counter push with how fast they can make units and how their eco is basically set up. Like, he has all these farms. He's doing okay. If you had raided, maybe. But even then, he's not really on other food sources. He's walled up one side and all his villas are there. So, just tough. And now you're rushing up farms. And he's just going to run at you with Vengarians. Yep. And now we're a little too late. Yep. Yeah, Biz is so tough because one wrong move and they're sending wave after wave after wave at you. You played that defense really well. Use that defense to set yourself in a better position. So many times I see people win a defensive round and then throw it all away by doing an unneeded counterattack. Set yourself up for success. Your eco will pay off, but you got to give it time and you got to put yourself in a better position. Defensively, you lost 2 Nest Bees for nothing. It really sucks. Yeah, you got to set it back here. You might want to rush up a keep. If you rush up a keep here, that buys you some time. You can't throw units away. You have to rally all your units right here. Like, what doesn't lead to a good defense is that, yeah, now you're rallying, but you need to rally farther back. I need an Imperial Official, and you lost all of them. Sucks. Yeah, see how fast he's making units? Like, his Vengarian Guard is so good against your Palace Guards. Yep. To me, that was wasting a really good defense into an unnecessary push. Yeah, especially the second he hit castle. A lot of times when you hit castle, people are like, "Oh, we gotta push then." Yeah, not against Biz. You gotta know your opponent. But I hope that was helpful. Anyone else watching, I hope that was helpful, and give Mau Mau a look. Good luck on your games, guys.